On today's show,
The Cavaliers will rest LeBron, Love, and Kyrie tonight in Memphis. Bad look for the league or no big deal?
up down on Curry high-fiving an opposing coach, Green Steel being clean, and Westbrook's delay of game kick.
And we debate whether the Bulls should have given Tibbs a tribute video in his return to Chicago.
It's Wednesday, December 14th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast or joining us live right now on NBA TV or a little bit later on YouTube, we're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
We are live.
To his right, it's the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily, and last, certainly not least, over there, it's the bearded one, it's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey-o! TK, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters. And guys, we've been known to make a few predictions around here, but we usually keep those predictions to the season at hand. Magic CEO Alex Martins, however, not so much. He went full soothsayer in an interview with the Orlando Sentinel, telling the paper, "I certainly believe by 2030 we will have won at least one championship." Yeah, it's the rare 13 years in the future prediction. And we already know what we'll look like then. I'll be grayer and beardier than now. Skeets will be bald. Lee will be a big-time fatso. And Tass's Samsung will have taken over and turned him into an android. But it brings us to today's question. What's your 2030 NBA prediction? Personally, I think that in the future, thanks to a combination of increasing heights and genetic modifications, we'll see our first 8-foot-tall NBA player.
Wow.
And of course, he's only going to shoot three-pointers. But we want to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter. What's your 2030 NBA prediction? Send us your best tweets to #TheStarters. We'll hear from you a little bit later.
All right, get those tweets in on tonight's show. Tass and I will go head-to-head in Crossfire, and we're going to celebrate the top 5 Andre Iguodala celebrations, because he had another one last night against the Pelicans. But we start with the up-down report. If you're new to the show, it's where we figure out where the four of us stand on some hot-button NBA topics, and we'll get right into our first one. The Cleveland Cavaliers will play tonight in Memphis, sort of, following their win over the Grizzlies last night. Cavs coach Tyronn Lue announced that LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love would all rest tonight. In fact, they didn't even travel to Memphis for the second night of the back-to-back. As this usually does, it's upset some people. Guys, and I ask everyone watching and listening, are you up or down on the Cavs resting their 3 biggest superstars tonight versus the Grizzlies?
I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it.
Hey, this is payback, if you ask me. Tyronn Lue announced this after the game because Marc Gasol didn't play for Memphis. I think he's saying, you know what, you're not going to bring your best players to our game. We won't bring ours to yours.
Interesting.
That's
You think
really?
that's why?
That's exactly what happened with the Miami Heat a few years ago with LeBron when Greg Popovich sat everyone for the Spurs, and then the return game in San Antonio, LeBron didn't play, Dwayne Wade didn't play. It's the same thing.
I think it's the longevity of their careers. I don't think it has anything to do with last night. Fact is, only 18 guys played 82 games last year. 20 years ago, 44 guys did. But everyone looks at that and says, oh, NBA players are soft. I don't buy that at all. Look at guys like Isaiah and Larry Bird. They're only able to play 13 years in this league. I think if they took a little bit more care, if they knew more about their bodies like we do today, they'd have longer careers. So I think you're trading off games now for longer careers. That's just how it works. LeBron James plays night in, night out.
Well, he doesn't play night in and night out.
Well, because
And
they
that's
know
fine,
about
and
their
that's fine.
bodies.
And I'd like to point out,
Because
I'm fine with
they
LeBron.
know what they're doing.
LeBron is in his 14th season here. He's played so many games. He's going to the finals every year. He's playing over 100 games every year. I get that.
Night in and night out.
I get LeBron resting. I don't get Kevin Love taking the night off. And Kyrie, they say it's maybe a bit more of an injury. So, okay, that makes sense. If you're injured, maybe shouldn't be playing. But, why Kevin Love's not playing, that's ridiculous. And the same thing with Marc Gasol the night before. This is an epidemic here, what's going on. It's not just the Cavs and Grizzlies. Teams across the league right now are resting guys when they're healthy and they could play because, science does say in these back-to-back situations that it's not good for the longevity of their career. But,
Yeah.
Well, not
but
good
then
for
we need to
longevity of
fix
the career, but
the
also
season.
during the season, there's problems too. If you sit out one game now, you're missing one game rather than playing on the second night of a back-to-back. When you have a road trip in between, not to mention it's the 4th game in 6 nights for the Cavs, that's when injuries happen. So do you want a guy to miss one game now in December or 14 games down the line just because he played in a random game when he could have sat out?
Well, let me ask you this, though. Do you think, because they're playing a Western Conference team, right? So the Cavs are only going to play Memphis one time all season long. teams sell tickets around these big games. When your champs come, your Cavs, when the Warriors come to town, they sell packages, right? To sell other tickets. It makes sense. So suddenly he's not playing. You got to assume a bunch of people have bought tickets in Memphis to watch LeBron James play, and Kyrie and Love. Now they're not going to play. Do they get their money back?
It's not
listen,
LeBron's
no.
problem.
It's not LeBron's
but
problem. I'm
under
saying-
these current circumstances, how the NBA season is structured right now, they are being smart. You mentioned that you said Kevin Love. It's not a good idea it's not fair for Kevin Love to sit. Well, Kevin Love's had a ton of injuries. He's played through a ton of injuries the last few years. I just think it's equivalent. Extrapolate just what Trey said. You miss a game now to prevent an injury later. Extrapolate it over a career. Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas
I get
only
it.
played 13-year careers because of back problems and because of ACL problems in their respective situations. Their careers are being extended. Their seasons
that's
are
funny
being
you say
extended
that.
because they sit out.
Ask Zeke and ask Larry Bird, and I won't put words into their own mouth, but I've heard Kevin McHale say it. They're the last guys to say, yeah, take a night off. They say you're paid to play 82 games.
Because that's how they
to go
grew
play.
up. That's how they grew up. If they knew then what they know now, they would say, "I'll take a night off so I can play extra
Well,
years on
maybe
my
that's
career."
the case. Look,
And
this
they're
is-
trying to deal with
this
it
is
right
a-
now.
This is a big topic that we've talked a lot about. The idea of either reducing games down to 60 or 66, or just trying to get rid of the back-to-back situations, the 4 and 5, the 4 and 6. You have to make this a better thing because this is hurting. The Cavs tonight are saying, "We don't care. We don't need the win. We don't want the win." Now they might win.
Yeah.
They might win. We saw the Spurs do it way back when
Yep.
David Stern fined them for resting all their guys, but. That's what they're saying to the league and to the fans, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know, but that's not LeBron's problem. What the Memphis
know,
fans
I get it.
are expecting. You should not be selling tickets based on who's coming to your venue, especially if it's only one time a year, and especially because those tickets are more expensive when LeBron comes. You should be selling your product to the best product that you can sell to your fans who can come in 41 times a year, not just one night.
Yeah, the
Spoken
back-
like a true Shark Tank fan over here.
I do
for
like
sure.
Shark Tank.
Moving on. I guess we disagree. Let's hear from the people out there. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Next one. Are you up or down on Shark Tank? No, just kidding. Last night, Warriors and Pelicans. New Orleans down 2, less than 10 seconds to go. Anthony Davis versus Draymond Green. Dre takes a swipe at the ball. He comes up with the big steal. 80 wanted the call, but all he got was a tech. Dubs win. Twitter reacts. Guys, thumbs up if you thought Draymond Green's steal was clean, like it was called. Thumbs down if you think it was the incorrect call and he fouled him.
Clean as a whistle.
Everyone's clean.
Yeah.
as a
Got
whistle.
him. Yeah, I mean, Anthony Davis and Pelicans fans were upset because they lost the ball so easily, had a chance to tie the game. That was a brilliant, brilliant defensive play. Gamble, because he was risking getting a foul. But when you're a great defender like that, took his chances, got the ball, got it the win.
Yeah, and he's a superstar defender too. If a guy goes to the hoop in the final 2 seconds of the game and it's a questionable call, he gets the benefit of the doubt. And I kind of feel like that's what happened with Draymond here. You say clean as a whistle, Lee. I don't know about 100% clean, but clean enough. And in that scenario, he's getting the call.
If the refs had called a foul on that, I think we'd be furious because they would have bailed out AD on that call. If there's some contact with your hand, it's not automatically a foul.
I like that you said it was a bit of a gamble. Draymond was asked about that, and he admitted as such, like, yeah, that was a total gamble. But his reasoning was great. He was like, it's a gamble because I play with 3 of the best offensive players in history. We're up 2. Worst case happens, I get called for a foul. He ties the game up.
Yeah.
Maybe he misses a free throw. And we have the ball with 3 of the greatest shooters of all time. It's sort of a crazy reasoning, but it makes sense. He's taking a gamble, and he's, the little risk reward here in his mind is, why not? It's not a tie game.
All I could think watching was Draymond Green's Defensive Player of the Year resume and story
Yeah.
and narrative and tale that people will be writing at the end of the year if they want Draymond Green to be Defensive Player of the Year just continues to build. The last month, he's had 3 instances where he's quote-unquote won the game with a defensive play, either with a steal or a block.
Yeah.
Stealing it from Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee, and then a huge block here where he had 3 blocks in the last 4 minutes of the game. Monstrous against Kent Bazemore there. Again, this guy's 6'8". And then the steal last night. Within the last month, last 25 seconds, or the clutch situations, clutch on the defensive end. We usually think of offensive.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, the Warriors don't play many close games, but Draymond Green, in those close games, usually comes up with a big play, and he showed a couple there. All right, moving on. We'll stick with that game. An interesting moment in that Dubs-Pelly's game. Midway through the third quarter, Steph Curry's going to knock down the spinning turnaround jumper in front of the Pelicans bench, and then he's going to dap up Pelicans assistant coach Darren Erman. A little quick high five there. Some people were a little shocked by this. You guys up or down on Curry dapping up a Pelicans coach mid-game?
I'm neutral.
I wanted to look at it a couple of times, but I was fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it too. Players give each other props all the time. You remember Paul George and LeBron James in the playoffs dapping up at half court. If players can do it, I'm fine with coaches who do have a bit of a relationship being able to do this too. If you're down on anybody, down on Darren Erman. Don't
Yes.
give props to the opposing team.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I'm neutral on it. Up for Curry, that's fine, but Herman, even though they have the history with the Warriors, just keep the hand in the pocket.
Yeah.
Keep it on the
Pocket.
But
clipboard.
it's one of those things like Curry put his hand out first, and he
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'll just do it real quick. See if anyone notices. We definitely noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting play. All right, final one here, guys. During last night's Thunder Blazers game, Russell Westbrook and Damian Lillard had themselves a little tiff here. The exchange took place shortly after Westbrook kicked the ball away from Lillard as he went to pick it up. Hey, shout out to the starters in the background there. The two guards sort of came face to face, had some words, had to be separated. You guys up or down on Westbrook kicking the ball away from Lillard?
Listen, I don't like the sportsmanship about it, and I guess that's why you guys are going
Yeah.
down. That being said, you like playing with a guy like that who's furious. If you're playing with him, it's fine. I'm a little bit more worried about his temperament the rest of the game. He didn't seem happy with anybody on the floor, including his teammates. I don't know if the good Russell's going to stick around for 82 games after watching that performance.
It's dangerous. Kicking the ball.
Dangerous.
What are you
Come on.
talking about? He
Somebody
tapped
could be walking nearby.
He tapped it. What are you talking about?
Hey, fingers, man, they're very delicate, you know? He boots it and he connects it with his
You're worried
shoe.
about him kicking Damian Lillard's hand now.
He could. That's his shooting hand, man.
We
It's like George Costanza. You've got to take such good care of your hands when they're so important to your career.
Is that why you wear these around? Yeah, he just wears these thumbs everywhere he goes. All right, let's hear from you guys out there on all four of those. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Let us know on Twitter, #TheStarters, when we return. Should Dirk call it a career? Tass and I are going to debate that and a whole lot more in Crossfire. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Crossfire. This is how it works. Trey will give Skeets and me 3 topics. We'll debate each one. At the end of it all, Trey will declare a winner. Trey, our first topic.
All right, round one. Tom Thibodeau returned to Chicago for the first time since the Bulls let him go back in 2015 last night. And even though he made the Bulls contenders for the first time since Jordan, he didn't receive a video tribute. Guys, should the Bulls have given Tom Thibodeau a tribute video? Here we go.
Yes, of course. He spent 5 good years there, and it's easy to come up with a tribute video. It's so easy, I just came up with them for them. It's real easy. Take his laughing, demonic laugh during an ESPN interview and just loop it. That's it. There's your video. Hilarious, funny, memorable. Done. Oh, that's a little scary, Tom. Enough of that.
According to people in attendance, there was a moment after he was introduced to cheer for Tom Thibodeau. That's enough. I don't think we need to give coaches tribute videos.
So
because
easy.
beside your creepy one there, what would it be? Him just yelling ice? Like, that's it?
yeah, just his face.
There's nothing to show. I have no problems with it. Again, you introduce them, you can cheer if you want, and we go from there. Yeah, he won a lot of games. He didn't win them titles. Okay, he didn't even get to the finals with them. So,
Don't rub it in, man.
well, I'm just saying here, it's not like Phil Jackson or something like that. He was great.
That's
but
a great idea. Him yelling ice compilation.
Oh.
Scream! Scream!
that's
Turn!
boring.
Down
He's
low!
a coach.
Why not?
He's a coach.
All right, round two. Dirk Nowitzki recently told French media that, quote, if things don't go so well and it hurts everywhere, it could be that 2017 will be the end. Say it ain't so, Dirk. Tell me, should Dirk retire at the end of the season? Here we go.
It hurts me to say this, but probably because what we're getting from Dirk this year and his team especially, it's not how I want to remember the German. He's only played 5 games because of the Achilles injury.
Yeah.
And he's not even the Dirk from last year in those games. He's averaging 12 and 6. His team is one of the worst in the league. Are they going to be better next year? Likely not. So if this is the end and he comes out and eventually says, yeah, that's it, you know, I'd be fine with that in this tweet. Pretty funny, his own teammates are making fun of him. We spread the Christmas cheer yesterday at a senior citizens home. One teammate says, why do we have an appearance at Dirk's house? Ouch.
I don't think we've seen the end of Dirk. I look back at one of our shows in 2012, 2013. We asked the question, is Dirk done? In 2012, 2013,
Right.
You know what he did in the years after that? 22 per game, 17 per game, and 18
Fantastic.
per game. Yes.
Now he's 38, Taz, with the Achilles injury,
so what?
man.
This is year number
different.
19. You just clapped hands with Kobe Bryant, a guy who went out on his own terms after 20 years. He's got to get to year number 20, which is next year. That's a nice round number.
All right, round 3, final round. We got a close battle going on here, guys. Believe it or not, the Raptors lineup of Kyle Lowry, Corey Joseph, Terrence Ross, Patrick Patterson, and Bebe Nogueira has the best net rating in the league among groups that have played at least 100 minutes. Guys, give me a name for the Raptors' Kyle Lowry plus bench lineup. Here we go.
I'm going to give you 2.
Okay.
My first one, the Extinction lineup. Because the Warriors' death lineup is great. This is just a whole other level.
I don't mind it.
Extinction lineup.
I don't mind it.
Real good. Other than that, how about Jurassic 5? You know, you got a little Raptors theme tied into the rap group as well.
Wow, I forgot about them.
A little ode to those fellas. So Extinction, I like that one better. Jurassic 5, it's my number 2 on the list.
I think we need to stick with the Raptors' very popular We the North / Game of Thrones theme.
Okay.
And call Lowry and the bench the Night's Watch. And their oath could be as simple as this: night gathers and now my rotation begins. It shall not end until a Raps lead. I shall take no bad shot, hold no ball, father no turnovers. I shall live and die with my minutes. I am the shield that guards the starters. I pledge my life and honor to the Night's Watch for this night and all nights to come.
That's a little too narrow. I like mine better. Too much? Game of Thrones. People know dinosaurs. Extinction a little bit better.
Yeah, Jurassic 5, they're a great
No,
band.
no one says that. Oh,
All
you're
right,
just...
all right, the winner tonight is James.
Yes!
Hey!
Yes!
Because he wrote a dorky oath.
You
Take the
picked
oath.
2
Take
nicknames.
the oath. Take the oath. I shall father no turnovers. I like that line. All right, when we come back, we'll count down our top 5 Andre Iguodala celebrations. Don't go anywhere. Back with the starters, we asked you earlier in the show, what's your 2030 NBA prediction? You hit us up on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Trey, have you feel the best answers?
Yeah, some really good answers. Prigg says LeBron and LeBron Jr. become the first father-son duo NBA champs on the same team. That could seriously happen. Jack says Commissioner Draymond Green will kick Steven Adams Jr. out of the league for unnatural movements. A little revenge.
Nice.
And Isaac says there will have been at least 3 seasons of reaching 50 wedgies. Well, we're getting our first one this year, so only 2 more. I think it could happen.
Can only hope. I'm still excited for 2030 edition of Lee Ellis. Can we see him again? There he is.
What a fatso.
Lele.
Well, you
Lee,
know,
what happens? Do they stop doing bar 3 in the future?
yeah, I got an injury and I couldn't go. So, you know.
Stop making bananas? Crazy.
Stop making bananas. Goodness me, don't get silly.
Sorry. sorry.
Watching Lee eat that day in that fat suit was one of the best experiences of my life. All right, moving on here. By most people's accounts, Andre Iguodala's first 9 years of his career were a success in Philadelphia and Denver. All-star appearance, couple All-D teams. But it wasn't until he got to Golden State where he showed his exuberance, demonstrative, like last night. He was really pumped after this 3-ball. We've seen it all the time in Golden State. Andre Iguodala doing something hilarious on the basketball court, just having a lot of fun in Golden State. And that's why we decided to count down our top 5 Andre Iguodala celebrations with the Warriors. At number 5, we call this the old man walk. 2015 Finals, Game 5. The Warriors strutting to a championship, and then Andre did a little strutting.
I think he could win gold in speed walking.
Yeah, he's pretty quick.
Looks stiff.
At number 4, Sean Livingston, the huge dunk, but Andre Iguodala gives us the headbutt celebration.
This is the Kevin Garnett sort of
Yeah, a
stuff.
little bit. Yeah, Sean Livingston's the stanchion here, and Iggy's Garnett. Oh, Sean doesn't know what to do. He's like, okay, man, stop it.
At number 3, we call this twinkly fingers. After a nice pass to Draymond Green, the facial
toes
expression
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
twinkly
high
toes.
knees, it's all good.
It's all good.
So he's great when he's on the floor, but he can still bring it when he's on the bench. Remember this? Harrison Barnes with the huge dunk over Dwight, but Iguodala on the Warriors bench with the old spin around. Very Isaiah Thomas-like, actually.
He looks super
Back in the
happy.
day.
And at number 1, it's the travel dance.
Oh, yeah.
A classic.
This is a classic. He wanted a travel
Where's
call.
the call?
And he showed up the refs a little bit, sure. Got called for a technical for a little overzealous nature here.
Yeah.
And he actually tweeted after it, he said, well, that was an expensive bleep dance.
Worth every penny.
And we got our money's worth as well, because we did it in the starter studios. Oh, young Trey Kirby. Do the Iguodala, do the
yeah,
Iguodala.
wow, that's way back.
Do the Iguodala, do the
Iguodala.
Iguodala.
track.
Ooh. Here, watch Lee. Lee's
Yeah,
gonna bust
Lee,
it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Close those eyes, man.
Feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
90% of dancing, guys, is in the face, I tell you.
Guess so. Guess so. So there it is.
And we're still on the air.
The top 5 celebrations.
Yeah, the top 5 Iggy celebrations. He just keeps doing it. What also happened last night? We had a pigeon, baby. Woo! Yeah.
Wait, doesn't count as a wedgie.
Doesn't count as a wedgie. It absolutely does not. But still, it's a pretty unique experience here. Jimmy Butler. It didn't hit anything.
That's a smooth pitch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a pigeon swish ball.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And just to remind you guys, this is the proper terminology for when a ball gets stuck, or when a ball gets on top of the rim, or when a ball is on top of the backboard. Wedgie, ledgie, pigeon.
I was pretty impressed with how many people on Twitter last night, though, knew that was a pigeon. Whoa, that...
Whoa, a little freaky.
Watch your heads.
All right, we got to take one more break. When we come back, Lili's very solid play. Don't go anywhere. Last night's pick and play, Tass called the Blazers. He said those new Damian Lillards would help them out. It was a good first quarter from OKC, but then, they faltered. So 3 of us got it wrong. Tass gets it right.
I just hit you with the blaze gaze.
Yeah. Very nice. Tonight's pick and play. Oh, we're split. It's the Lakers and Nets on League Pass. Getting started very, very soon here. Trey and I going Lakers, trying to snap that losing streak. Lee and Tass taking the Nets at home. Good luck to everybody. Lily, where are we going for VSP, baby?
We're going out to New Orleans for a very solid play from the Pelicans here. Look at the ball fizzing around here. Solomon Hill over to Tim Frazier. Look at this for a beautiful
that's
pass
nice.
down to Weetwan.
Another VSP to the losing team.
Yeah, it doesn't matter,
This
bro.
is
It
a trend.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
It's all about good passing. Just
Sorry, brah.
each one, give us more of this and you'll get on the very solid play. That's what I call a very solid play.
It was quite solid. Now it's time for the highlight that wasn't. Just because a play didn't count in the box score doesn't mean it wasn't gorgeous. We take you to that Portland OKC game. CJ McCollum's trying to beat the first quarter buzzer, and he just tosses it. The low push shot, in it goes. Unfortunately, it wasn't before the buzzer. Oh, that's a beautiful zoom out to catch the CJ McCollum highlight. That wasn't.
All right, Lee, we got time for some fan signs flashback.
Yeah, you might remember earlier in this year, we got this fan sign from longtime fan and frequent contributor Adrian Villarreal and her family announcing the birth or the pregnancy of a baby
Right,
they've got coming up.
I gotcha.
Earlier this week, young Evie attended her first game in Houston. There she is there with mum. Beautiful. So there you go. There was also her brother was there, also attending his first
That's a
game.
nice sign.
Yeah, it's a very good sign. Great job, guys. Now this is out in Australia, out in town, Cairns. This is Gavin at a
was
game,
that
and
thing?
this is from Daniel and Maggie who got engaged, and they wanted to announce it on their starters fan sign.
Congratulations.
I couldn't think of anything more romantic than announcing something like that on a fan sign.
Are we invited to the wedding?
Ask them. Let's see. Yeah,
We'll be there.
Let's go. Well, we're going to be there.
We're showing up.
That's it for us. See you guys tomorrow night.
All right, thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, if Tom Thibodeau can laugh, well, then so can you.
Race the night, people.